They closed all the family-owned businesses and left the big box stores open. They closed all the mom and pop grocery stores and all the privately held businesses, all the gyms, all these places, and they left liquor stores and cannabis shops open. I say all this because at some point we have to actually sit with the reality that this happened and that it didn't make sense. Now, the greatest wealth transfer in history occurred during this time. The people who were impacted by this weren't the elites. It was regular people like me and you. It was people in lower socioeconomic statuses that were more harmed by things like mandates and lockdowns. But we don't want to have that conversation. But I'm here to have that conversation because when we agree to things that don't make sense, we have to throw away critical thinking and we have to leave reality. And when we have to leave reality, now that moving forward, we're not connected to reality. We can't bring critical thinking back into our mind because if we do, we won't be able to sit with the truth of what we've accepted. When we do not push back on policies and ideas that are actually dumb and don't make sense, it allows more ideas that are dumb and don't make sense to actually be put into effect moving forward. Now, we've created a social climate where to criticize something is actually not okay anymore. And so when a small group of people continue to raise the alarm or speak up, when it's a social norm to not, they get attacked. And so we become more divided. And what I'm saying is we need to actually be able to have these conversations. It's ridiculous that we can't. And so if you find yourself being one of the people who is attacking people who are dissident, people who are actually challenging things, then perhaps there's an opportunity to look within at what you're actually afraid of. If you're one of those people that continues to fight for ideas like it made sense to wear these things in restaurants, or you were okay with lockdowns and mandates, yet the science didn't support them. So if the science didn't support them and you did, then that means you supported them from an emotional place. And if you supported them from an emotional place, that means that you were afraid. And humans are willing to do a lot of really bad things to manage their fear and their anxieties. And we need to be able to acknowledge that we were afraid. No one's wrong for any of this, but we are accountable and we have to take responsibility for the things that we support that didn't make sense at the time. We were just too afraid to see it. All of this stuff needs to be said, and it needs to be said in a way that at least encourages some form of dialogue. So wishing you love and appreciation as we explore these subjects so that we can bring them forward so we can hold the people accountable who weaponize fear on us and put in policies that cause more harm than good.